Now, one of the issues arising from falling oil prices is what a company does with the pool of temporary foreign workers. Our next guest says these companies are in a catch-22 situation. Evelyn Ackah is the founding and managing lawyer at Ackah Business Immigration Law. She joins us now from Calgary. Evelyn, good to have you with us.
Thanks for having me, Michael.
Didn't Alberta recently announce it figured, 32,000 jobs are going to be lost as a result of falling oil prices? What's the impact on the temporary foreign workers?
Well, Michael, a lot of times people consider the temporary foreign worker program as only dealing with low-skilled frontline workers, but I'm seeing a lot of highly skilled workers that are also being affected in the oil patch. Engineers, project directors, and key leadership are also at risk. Some of them are foreign workers, and so if they haven't secured their permanent residency, they're also at risk right now as well.
Your point being that we're not just talking about low-skilled workers here, and this is going to create a catch-22 situation, because if we lay these people off, when oil prices rise, how do we get them back?
That is the challenge. I remember in 2008, when we had the earlier recession, there was a lot of quick slash and burn, getting rid of key people, and a lot of institutional knowledge went out the door. It's very hard to bring that back. So I'm seeing a real change and shift in the oil industry now, while they're really being much more strategic about making decisions about who to keep, how long they can hold on to their key employees, highly skilled COO, CEO levels. Some of them are foreign workers as well, because they know it will be very hard to bring them back when things pick up again.
Is it an apples-to-apples comparison, though, when we look at the impact of 2008 on the oil patch versus what we're seeing today?
It feels really different this time around, Michael. People and companies, my clients, who I mostly deal with, are corporate clients, they are moving much slower to make decisions. Some of them are waiting till the end of the first quarter, but they're already dealing, obviously, with the contract staff. Those people that are permanent full-time employees, they're waiting until, I think, the end of the first quarter to make those decisions. And if there's any way to keep their foreign workers that are, in key leadership roles, contract work, consulting work, sabbaticals, just so they can bridge them to permanent residence, they're looking at all options right now, because this feels different than it did in 2008.
How is this type of employment evolving, Evelyn?
Well, I mean, we definitely have a shortage of highly skilled workers here. We definitely want to focus on Canadian workers first. It's always been the case. But some of the people that have come into Canada over the years to work in the oil and gas industry have up to 30, 40 years of global oil and gas experience. And they are definitely benefiting our Canadian workers in terms of training and experience. So to lose them would be a real loss long term. And I am hoping that employers will see the value of trying to work through the express entry system to get their people to permanent residence as quickly as possible before they let them go. It gives them options to find other employment if they get laid off.
It sounds like foreign workers hired in the oil patch is almost a lagging economic indicator than a leading economic indicator. Is that a fair assessment?
I agree with you. I think you're right. It definitely is. It's going to be a while until we see the real results, but there's a lot of anxiety right now about who gets let go and what the impact could be on projects down the line.
So what kind of lag effect are you seeing here when we see a 50% crush in crude happen? How long before we really see the pink slips go out en masse?
I think it'll be in the summer. I think it'll be, as I said, after the first quarter, even into the second quarter, before decisions are made. People and companies I work with are looking at how to cut costs first, deal with contractor staff first, anybody for retirement first, before they have to give pink slips, because they know the impact. And even from a reputational perspective, in 2008, we laid off a lot of people across the country, not just in oil and gas in Alberta. And it's hard to bring them back when you need them. So people and companies, I think, are being much more long-term viewed and taking time in their deliberations.
Well, then let's go from Fort McMurray to Ottawa. Where are we from the political side of things when it comes to the temporary foreign workers program?
Oh my goodness, it has been quite a year. And for immigration lawyers, it has been very challenging to keep up to date on all the changes that we've experienced. January 1, we launched Express Entry, which is the new permanent residence stream. It is very, very challenging because it's new technology, new law, new regulations, and there are definitely bumps along the way. So this is a process that's supposed to expedite permanent residence for those ideal foreign workers we want to keep. However, it's not always the case. Somebody who is lower skilled could be kept on and given permanent residence versus somebody who is a senior engineer simply because they have a labor market opinion in their back pocket that gives them extra 600 points. So people under NAFTA who've come in at the border who are highly skilled, they're getting lower points than people who might have come to do lower level jobs. So I really think there's still some errors to be corrected in this new system.
Evelyn, thank you so much for your insight. Good to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Evelyn Ackah is the founder and managing lawyer at Ackah Business Immigration Law, joining us from Calgary.